see the patients there and the residents there. And I also want to touch on a little story about Mr. Duffy. So Duffy came to us, a couple months ago, and we got to meet him and came into our hands, to Arpy's hands, and then we realized that he was deaf. So we took him to the vet, and the vet confirmed to us that he was profoundly deaf. And so we said to ourselves, we want to try to make him a therapy dog so that we possibly can bring him to deaf schools, teach children that not only human beings can have disabilities, but animals can have disabilities as well, and he can live a beautiful and meaningful life. Then Chris came into our picture. And he's a trainer at PetSmart. And we spoke to him about Duffy, and he says, oh, I can do it. So he's been teaching Duffy doggy sign language. So he's been working with Chris for quite a while now, and Duffy's coming along, and he's going to be part of our therapy program. So we can take him to the nursing homes, the rehab centers, the veterans homes. We visit quite frequently at the veterans home in Paramus, New Jersey. I know that Beethoven has gone many a times, and the residents just love it. You know, as you're walking towards them, you can see the sad smiles on them. They're not smiling, they're just upset, and as soon as the dogs approach, their faces light up. And it's an amazing thing to witness, to say the least. Also, our other program is our emotional support program, where we rescue dogs from kill shelters, euthanasia, off the streets. We work with a few rescues in the state of New Jersey, and then we train them to be emotional support animals in basic obedience. And then from that moment on, our goal is to place those emotional support animals with veterans, family members, and first responders, as we like to say, one paw at a time. There's no charge, no out-of-pocket expenses to the veteran, the family member, or the first responder. So all the money that we make from our merchandise, from donations, goes right back to our program. We're a non-for-profit in the state of New Jersey. And all the work that we do is all volunteerism. So we make no money at this whatsoever. I know somebody mentioned about being their voice. We are their voice. They are the stars. We're just the pencil pushers and the ones that are able to go out and express our mission and our purpose one paw at a time. So we do this in the goodness of our heart. We love what we do. We get to play with the dogs. Well, I get to play with the dogs that go home. And his training continues every single day. Beethoven's training continues every day. And he's the handler of Beethoven, and he is the handler of Mr. Duffy. So we love what we do. We have right now, we've so far given 11 dogs away to veterans. We're working on 2 more right now. Last Saturday, was it last Saturday or 2 Saturdays ago, we gave a veteran a boxer. And the husband and the wife are completely over the hills for this. I mean, they're so appreciative. And just to see their smiles and to see that, you know, this dog is going to make a difference in their lives. You know, he's a veteran. He suffers from PTSD, depression, anxiety, as well as his wife does. And they're so thankful. They love their new boxer, which is Sophie. But also what we do is that once we place that animal with that veteran, that family member, or that first responder, what we do is we give them a month's supply of dog food, kennels, beds, treats. We set them up for a good month or so they can have all those necessary items that, you know, they need for that first month.
And your vet bills are done too.
And the vet stuff is all done by us as well. But it's not just, here's the dog, bye. We want to have that relationship with that person, with that applicant, so that if 6 months, a year goes down the road and they're falling a little on hard times, I want them to give us a call back and say, hey, listen, I can't afford a bag of food. I can't afford this. I can't afford a bed. Guess what? We'll mail you one. If not, one of us will definitely go down and give it to you right in front of your door. So we try to help them. We want to make a community of the Operation K9 Beethoven family so that we can always be there for them whenever they need. Sometimes that doesn't really work because that's their decision. But we try to really stay in their lives and check up on them from every so often. I know Arpy has made friends with some of our applicants over the last couple of years. I've made some friends with them over the last couple of years. So we like to stay in contact with them and have them send us pictures so we can put it on our social media so we can follow their journey from not just from the very beginning to where they are now and continue to see their journey and see how they progress.
Some will want to be anonymous too.
Some of them do want to be anonymous, and that's fine too, because we have to, you know, be careful about HIPAA laws. So, but you know, we'll work with them. We tell them all the time that all the information they give us is 100% confidential. We don't share anything. If they don't want to be on social media, that's fine. As long as maybe we can get a picture of the dog, then that's fine as well. You know. So
sometimes we just showcase the dog.
That has happened as well, where we'll just showcase the dog and write a little something the dog's going to his forever home. Army, we'll give the rank, but we won't give the name of the applicant. I'm really big on privacy, and it's their wish if they want to come forward and be on social media. So privacy is really, really big for us, because that's one of the first questions that was asked of us, privacy, HIPAA. I said, don't worry about that, we're going to be really on top of that. So like I said, all the money that we make, all the donations, and plus the merchandise that we sell on our Facebook page and website, all that money goes right back to our program, so we can be able to pair as many dogs as we possibly can to our veterans, because I like to say all the time is that they're going into places that we're running out of. And we need to really help as many as we possibly can. My father was a 3-time Purple Heart in Vietnam, 68, 69, so I, you know, military family kind of along with my grandfather. So I've always been big on helping our military, because they've always been there for us. So I thank you for having us. I thank you for inviting us. If there's any questions I can ask them. Yes, sir.
How many dogs do you train like at the same time, or how many do you have right now that are in training?
2.
We're pulling 2 right now.
We're pulling 2 right now. So those 2 are being pulled once we go through our process. Like we have an application process, and then they fill out that application. Then we have a phone interview, and then we do a walkthrough of their home. If we're not able to, like, because of schedules, we'll just have them take a couple pictures. Just the common areas. We don't ask them to take pictures of their bedrooms. But so right now we have 2 that we're pulling in hopes that that next process, that next stage of the application process gets completed.
And like temperament's number 1. Like they got to be like Duffy, and like, you got to be like that. It can't be like running all over the place, because you're dealing with PTSD. You gotta.
So you don't want my Siberian Husky? What rescues do you work with?
We work with a few, and a lot of them don't want to be named, but we work with a few in northern New Jersey.
Golden Retriever Rescue. Boxer Rescues.
Boxer, like I said. So we work with a few of them. But the other thing that I didn't touch on.
Scooby-Doo?
Yes, Scooby-Doo. Their temperament. What we try to do is we try to pair the temperament of the dog to the lifestyle of the veteran.
That makes sense.
Meaning that we had a veteran who we gave a dog to about 2 years ago who wanted to take the dog to work every day. So that dog needs that kind of energy and needs that kind of temperament to be able to do that, you know, 8 hours a day, 9 to 5, you know. So, and then we've had applicants who just want a lap dog, who they may just want to walk around the block. So we try to pair the lifestyle of the human as well as the dog as best as we can. Yes.
I'm going to ask the same question that I had asked of Carolyn. What are your immediate needs? If you could make a quick
Volunteerism. We need volunteers.
And money.
We always need money, right?
Yeah.
Volunteerism. I mean,
what location are you at?
Paramus.
Paramus. We're based out of Paramus. We do a lot of events for Bourbon County Harley-Davidson and Rochelle Park. But volunteerism is what we need. And, you know, it's RP and I, and then we also have Maureen, who's our social media queen, I like to say, and director of operations. But mostly at these events, it's he and I, and we've seen over the last 2 years.
And so, Chris.
And Chris, yeah. We've seen that people want to see the dog, they want to talk to us, and then we're trying to sell merchandise at the same time. It can be a little hectic at times. So we're looking to see if we can try to get volunteers to come out and help us sell our merchandise. It's very easy. We can teach you how to do it.
We grew so much since we started this. It's just accelerating. So the problem is we can't be. I feel bad to say no to everybody's, but so we were just talking about splitting up, getting volunteers and splitting us up. Like he goes to one event, I go to another event, and you know, even parades. Duffy's going to be in a parade. He's going to be in two different ones because we can't. So
is that your fundraising source mostly?
Yeah, shirts, T-shirts, coming places like we try to get grants. That's the way it is. It's just Harley Davidson, right?
Harley Davidson, they've been a big supporter of us as well.
Do you have a website?
Yes, it's
Yes.
OperationK9Beethoven.com.
K9 with the K and a 9.
And also on Facebook and Instagram. And
It's in the brochure.
I'll
Yeah.
hand out brochures before I leave.
Okay, that's
Yeah, I got a bunch of brochures here for you that I can hand out for you.
Duffy was 2, November 9th is his birthday. He's just a baby. He's 2 going on 5 months.
Yes, ma'am.
So I guess you have to, when you're taking the dog to stay with the vet, you have to prepare the vet as to how to relate to the dog. I mean, temperamentally you match them, but they still have to learn about the dog, how to give them instructions and whatever.
Yeah, the trainer will work with the individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the trainer is always available, either Chris or our other trainer.
Even phone support, whatever.
It would take videos and you can watch videos and we've tried to do that a few times and that's worked, so. Yes,
What
ma'am.
kind of breeds of dogs do you?
We're not breed specific, so it's whatever we can rescue, whatever we see that
Any
could be.
rescue dogs then?
Yeah.
Yeah. We gave one to Tunnels for Towers an hour before the euthanasia. We pulled it. So.
That was the gentleman who wanted to bring the dog to work every day.
Yep.
Yes,
And-
ma'am.
Do you guys do programs?
I'm sorry?
Do you do programs? Like today, would you be available to do programs at other times during whatever months?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We do work.
Later.
We do work, but we try to get it in between.
Absolutely.
Only because senior citizen groups, this room excluded, would love to hear about you guys.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're available and we got nothing on our calendar. I will be there.
Beethoven goes to a lot of nursing homes too, all over the place, schools.
It's local, it's Emerson.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do you need to help the volunteer to help you sell the merchandise?
When we do our events at like Harley or any other events that we're outside.
At the site
of the event. On our website, we actually just put an application there to be a volunteer. So we've gotten like a few college students that need hours and stuff like that. We'll buy you lunch if you want to come out.
Yeah. You get a shirt.
You get a shirt. I mean, it's volunteerism, I wish I could pay anybody, but it's usually at the site of the event, and then like on our website, we have just a brand new application that's just asking if you're willing to want to come out and volunteer, what would you be willing to do, set up, take down, sell stuff, stuff like that. So that's on our website. That's actually brand new within the last week or so.
What's your next event that you're going to be at?
Next event, we were supposed to have one last Saturday. If you don't mind, let me take my phone out because I can't remember anything.
We have some big ones in June, like back to
June is
back.
down in Wildwood for the
VFW National. Every VFW in that.
Yeah, that's far.
Yeah.
What about locally?
Locally, we have, I believe we have Saturday, March 25th. That was a Saturday. That got rained out. So right now we're looking at okay.
Well, we can go on your website.
Yeah, we can. I believe May 13th is Harley Davidson in Rochelle Park, which is the demo day. Which I've been told that could be a a big day. And then in June, we have Warriors Run.
That's a big day.
That's on June 11th. But everything is always updated on the website as well as on the Facebook page. I think the events are more on the Facebook page than on the website. But you can also always email us, reach out to us. I got some business cards I can give you as well, and the brochures and all the information.
And then we got Memorial Day parade, 4th of July Day parade for Paramus. We got one, 4th of July is Paramus, and Memorial Day is what? Saddlebrook, right?
Saddlebrook.
What's in Saddlebrook?
Yeah, Saddlebrook is another parade that we do. We did it last year, and that was a big success. So.
Very nice.
Any questions for Chris with Duffy, or?
Does he know this?
Were you going to the Ozfest?
Does he know I love you?
Well, the clapping, good boy. So when he gets this, he knows he did a good job, and this is when I want him to come to me. Yeah. So just because I've tweaked the sign language a little bit, because most American Sign Language you need two hands. So one hand always has to be on the dog. So the sign language is like,
that's very interesting.
yeah.
Thank
So
you.
2 fingers down is normally on your hand is sit. So this is just going to be sit for him. 1 finger down on the hand would be down. So just down for you, right, buddy? And the biggest. He's not the first deaf dog that I've trained. I've been a behavior specialist for 32 years now. And so he is by far not the first deaf boy or blind. Can everybody hear me? I usually my voice carries. I don't need the biggest deal with him is actually getting his attention, right? Because, if he's getting into something that I don't want him to get into, I can't just go, hey, over here, leave that alone. Duffy can't hear you, right? So you have to always follow through, go. I will. He's like, oh, he's talking about me again. Oh,
But he knows vibrations.
I'm so cute, right? Oh.
He hears you coming when you're walking, and sometimes we're like, can he hear? And he can take a garbage can and he doesn't hear nothing.
Yeah, it's
Feels the vibration.
he can in certain places he can feel the air move. But I got to tell you, it's pretty quiet in his world. I come home and I could be home for 20 minutes and he's still snoring on the couch. He didn't. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what my little guy is for. He doesn't move. He's just out like a light. And one of the things that does throw me off a little bit is that he's actually not picking up my scent. I would have thought that he would have woken up sooner. By picking up my scent, and he doesn't. When he's out, he is out. It's like me. Oh my God, so I'll go over and then I'll just put my hand next to his nose, and sometimes it could take a full minute before he's like, oh, you're home. But he's an awesome dog. He's very intelligent. He loves to figure things out, and he's what we call a climber. He doesn't really like to jump up. He wants to climb up. So one of the things that I'm probably going to actually teach him to do is climb a ladder, like police dogs. Because he doesn't necessarily like to jump. That's the problem with him getting into the car, into the vehicle. He doesn't want to jump up into the vehicle. He wants to climb and walk up. And dogs don't normally do that. So this guy is definitely somebody left. Like, how dare they walk out on him? We'll get names, buddy. She's in trouble. But he's a very good boy. He actually had his very first outing at the I always forget if I'm pronouncing it right. The Felician College.
Felician School for special needs kids.
Children. Yeah. So if you go on the website, there'll be tons of pictures of
Beethoven.
And Duff and what's the
Deegan.
Deegan was the
Greyhound.
The Greyhound that was with us. And we were there for like 3 hours, and they were just getting loved on, and he was a great boy. Even one of the kids tried to get him to jump up, and he didn't. So I was proud of him. He did a very, very good job the other day, and they worked hard. The last half hour, though, I was getting that look like,
Let me go.
it's lunchtime.
When we go, we only go for like 45 minutes, and then he starts checking out. He doesn't want to go. And if you force them, they're not going to like going. So I usually...
We start to check out too after a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Will he be placed?
I'm sorry?
Will he be placed with a
He has been placed. He's mine.
He stole them from me.
Because he's deaf, we can't place him with someone else. So he's my boy now.
Okay.
He's mine. He's got his forever home with me.
But he has to work for us.
Some are.
They don't have to be.
They don't have to be.
Because I know in the hospitals they bring little dogs.
Yeah, we have a little one who's a cockapoo, Parker.
Cavapoo.
Cavapoo, and he's small.
Okay.
That's his best friend. Well, and you should see what that looks like. A big German Shepherd with a little Cavapoo. You know?
I can help.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
I have a question. Can you take donations of gift cards to like pet supply places?
Well, we have done in the past. Thank you. What we've done in the past, we've had like people do like little fundraiser like drives, where we put a box in their company or in their job, and people just donate the treats, the bowls, the kennels, the beds. We typically don't take food because at that point we don't know yet what their dietary needs are.
Right.
So until we know that, then we can maybe do something with that.
Gift cards you can always use.
We can always use gift cards.
Okay.
You could go to the store and get what you need.
Yeah, we can do that as well.
Or Amazon.
Wasn't my question, by the way.
Yeah, we could take gift cards for sure.
Harley.
And you're talking about like that we would maybe have like a $25 gift card that somebody would donate, and we would give that gift card to the veteran. That
Yeah, we probably would.
They could go into
Yeah, we
that
could.
store and buy whatever
Whatever
they
you
wanted.
want to do with it would be fine with us.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's a good idea.
Does everybody have one, just to make sure?
Except for the woman that left.
Give it to her when you see her.
Well, actually, Susan.
What?
Are you Susan?
That would be me.
Yeah.
Maybe can you give us a little bit, because we have our past presidents thing on what? Thursday. You know, some flyers. Oh, that works. Perfect.
I have a question for all of you. Do any of you yourselves have a dog that you would ever be interested in becoming a therapy team with, to volunteer and go into different places? Or do any of you actually do it?
My husband doesn't count.
No, that's another program that we're starting up. With Chris as the director of that.
No, he was seriously. We're getting a therapy dog program, and so it's not only all on us. We're getting pulled all over the place, and it's just getting hard. So we want more dogs and more veterans.
Yeah.
He's a 33 and a half year Air Force veteran.
Got it.
I used to bring her to the.
But yeah, if anyone's ever, sorry.
There's no way Henry can do it.
Yeah, it would be in most places when we visit, like RP said, we're not there for the 3 hours that we just were. That was something that was a little special because it was so many different classes with special needs children coming down and things of that nature. Usually when we visit like a hospital or a VA home, it's about an hour. It's
Right.
really all you're there. But the nice thing is that if we can go as a group, then we can see more people without the dogs starting
Correct.
to get tired. Because what they do is they just start to disengage, right?
Yes.
Like I said the other day, about the last half hour, everybody would come over and pet with Duffy, and I would get this. Where before, you know, even when you were petting him, right, he comes right in, he sits right down next to you, he's so engaging to whoever is with him. And so, you know, it helps us to, you know, have more volunteers. And as a behavior specialist and trainer with PetSmart in Paramus, I'm recruiting a lot of the people from my classes that I teach there, and becoming people who want to be a therapy team with their dogs, making sure that they're ready to get certified, getting them certified, and then filling out the applications so that we can get moving. I got hurt in the beginning of the year, so I kind of slowed everything down, which hasn't helped because the people and places that want us to come into just keep coming.
Yeah.
How long a certification program is it, and where do you go for that type of a thing? Or?
So the first place to start would be our website and fill out the application for a therapy volunteer. And then we would give you, you're gonna get like a welcome email from me that would give you links to say, okay, this is where you can go to become certified.
I see.
And then you would be able to contact that tester. I personally will become a tester within the next 6 months, but you have to be a member of this group called Alliance.
Chris, don't you want to see them first, the dog, just to make sure?
Well, yeah, I would always. That's part of the application. That
Right.
if the dog hasn't actually been specifically trained by me, I need to do a kind of a pre-certification to make sure that
Temper test and
if I'm
stuff like
putting
that.
if I'm putting my stamp on it, this dog can do what they say it can do. So yeah, so that's on the application that actually says if you haven't been if you did not train with Chris Nolting, we need to meet first before we can do it. We just need to make sure that people aren't just saying oh yes, my dog's a good dog, and it could be a certain it could be a therapy dog.
And now you're putting in an environment with a lot of people touching it and stuff. It might not like it, and Duffy likes it, but he's 5. He's gonna go on 6.
Never. Yeah.
I need a little therapy.
Yeah.
That's why they're here.
You go right ahead.
You can pet both of them if you like.
Good boy.
I was jealous he didn't get to pet it. Look at him turning his back. What about
Hey, you see? He starts laying on his tail, like he just wakes right up.
Okay.
Right up. I love it.
Come on. Good boy. All right, I guess we're gonna end this here.